You see the title, my friends, this is why I don't make so many videos about politics anymore. 13 years of continued Tory rule. It's kind of evolved from centre-right traditionalism into a cartoonish UKIP tribute act. I like to think, as far as Prime Ministers go, Johnson was the bottom of the barrel, but there are worse characters than him, the current Home Secretary for one. The way Pound Shop Churchill attacked the Privileges Committee with an angry public rant recently before running away from accountability was typical for him. That he's a coward and a bully is well documented. I'm sure he's filled with resentment about not being in power anymore, and yes, he has been trying to create the stab in the back narrative, playing the victim. I'm sure those speaking tours he's been on and been paid millions of quid to spout bollocks to people, those will have made him feel a little better. I've started to think that irrelevance scares a man like him more than anything. That one day people won't be talking about him anymore. I suspect that keeps him up at night. But we can't put all the blame on this bloated turd with epic delusions of greatness. So many more like-minded dipshits have been running around for years in the corridors of power and adeptly using legacy media to drive the country into a ditch and turn it into a sad, reactionary backwater, which is what we are today. Of course, the Murdoch-owned press don't want to hear so much about inflation or rising mortgage costs or the increased use of food banks or failing public services or the daily struggle of working people or the rampant culture of corruption in Westminster. No, next year is an election year, so what they want people to be hearing more about is illegal immigrants coming over on those scary boats, those desperados, some of whom might be Albanian. Oh, good Lord, no. And maybe we should be hearing more about black youth crime right now in inner cities and why more stop and search powers for the police is a good thing, actually. Yeah. The authoritarian attack by the Home Office on people's right to protest, which really is an attack on free society, an open attack. I wonder, is that even the most egregious thing the government has done in recent times? I don't know. The increasing attacks on the civil service is pretty awful also. Quite telling, I think. Yeah, quite telling. It's a failing, incompetent, corrupt regime lashing out, looking for scapegoats. And of course, there are now even more extreme right-wingers outside the government, some in the parliamentary Conservative Party, some just party members, some just headbangers who keep getting wheeled out in front of the cameras to talk nonsense and pump up the fear. This Conservative Democratic Organisation, as it's called, is one such manifestation of a general unease on the right, as the general election projections are not looking so rosy as things stand. What will these people do if Labour triumphs? They will do what they've already been doing, what they are doing. They will point fingers at each other, point fingers at certain people in the media. Yeah, they'll play the blame game, and they will talk of betrayal and disloyalty. But perhaps self-reflection will be lacking.